Good afternoon, and again, welcome to Chronically PWS. My name is Jared, and I do have prader-willi syndrome, and I wanted to go ahead and give you an update on what's been going on for me, as I haven't really videoed anything in a while, and a little bit about my health currently, things that I'm facing, things that I will be facing. To begin with, I do have a surgery coming up. I think I talked about this before. My doctor actually left the medical group, my urologist, so I had to get another urologist, and I'm actually going to go for a laser ablation in December on the 6th. So I'm looking towards that. Generally, that kind of helps me stay clear of infections, and I have a problem with chronic UTIs, given the status of, the amount of surgeries that I've had over the decades. And so I'm looking forward to making that situation better for this year. And again, that's something that I usually have done annually at this point. As I stated earlier, or in other forums, that I had needed to follow up with orthopedics or podiatry in this case, and regarding the discrepancy that I have in my right leg. And like many of us with Prader-Willi syndrome, I have Trendelenburg Gait, which is where the hips don't line because of in my case, the discrepancy in my leg, and also just the way that our feet are shaped and so forth. So luckily, in my situation, I can use a orthopedic that you can find pretty much over the counter, which is just a heel lift. I have to use the maximum amount, really, for it to make a difference. But in terms of, they usually come in three to five levels. And they give you about a half-inch lift at most. So I do use that, and I have noticed a difference in my walking since using the heel lift. So that's been great. And I do have, because I've had problems with my Achilles tendons in both feet. After I had I had tendonitis develop in both ankles after taking Levaquin back in the early 2010s, and I had to have surgery on my left ankle. And I do have two kind of Haglund's deformities, those kind of bony things that kind of jet out of your ankles. If you've got that deformity, it's usually not, in most situations, not clinically significant unless it causes you pain. And after I took the Levaquin, it kind of, irritated the ligaments themselves, which is what Levaquin can do for 1 in 116 people, and I was one of those lucky ones. And then in my left foot, it got so bad that I had to have surgery on it. So, and that was an ordeal in itself. And I, going through everything that I went through with that surgery, I kind of wonder, was it worth it? It was very difficult on my family, more difficult than probably any urological surgery I've had, for sure. So it was definitely a challenge. And I do have an appointment with a geneticist, Dr. DeGali, coming up in February. And really looking forward to that, and about the possibility of doing another methylation test, and what they call the MLPA methylation test. And that would be to look at the chromosome 15 a little bit closer for me, and see if it's I've got the SNORD 116 deletion, which would be really looking at that, and looking at the papers that have been posted about people with that specific form of deletion, the phenotype kind of matches up for me in a lot of ways. So, and how they present specifically with Prader-Willi syndrome. So looking at that, seeing if that may be the possibility, and if not, if there is another chromosome that could be showing evidence of Prader-Willi-like syndrome. But it looks like, for me, it looks like, according to that, it could be the SNORD 116. But again, that's why I'm going to genetics, because I don't know specifically. I do have that clinical diagnosis since 1982, but I've had several genetic tests over the years, but I've always had just the clinical symptoms and of Prader-Willi syndrome. So nothing's ever been definitive with my genetics, and I'll be glad to look and see exactly what the culprit is for all the symptoms that I've faced. So yeah, that's what's been going on for me, and life has been kind of a challenge here lately. I had been having some gastrointestinal problems related to my extreme pancreatic insufficiency. I actually have a lower colon rectal fissure that I'm dealing with, and it's causing really some inflammation issues, which I have anyway, because I have kind of like, because of the chronic UTIs that I get sometimes, I have like I'll get this general like depressed kind of, I feel horrible feeling because of that. So it's like whenever the inflammation kind of acts up, either from the UTI, in this case it's the fissure, it really kind of depresses my system, and I feel really bad. So generally I'll lay in bed on a heating pad and so forth. So that's how I've kind of been feeling for the past half a week. As many of you know, I did get out to the Park Magic Kingdom late last week, and I'm actually feeling a little better today, and I think me and my family are going to make our ways to Hollywood Studios tonight, so I'm looking forward to that. I really wish I could do the Jollywood holiday party at Hollywood Studios. That's what we've kind of been looking forward to doing it, but just financially, I don't think we're going to do it this year, but I'm definitely going to do it next year, and I'm really excited about that because I really like it's very adult oriented for a Disney party in terms of very kind of nostalgic in terms of the jazz era, or jazz, kind of the 20s and that whole scene, and a lot of people are dressing up for it, kind of. So it's something that I'm kind of excited to do. They do something at the Brown Derby. They do live jazz music at the Brown Derby. There's actually a pop-up speakeasy kind of bar that they're putting at the bottom of the Hollywood Tower Hotel, where they have the Hollywood Tower of Terror, Twilight Zone Tower of Terror ride. So they're putting, like, in the lobby, they're going to be fixing that up, or not in the lobby, but in the portiche area outside. They're going to be putting up a cool pop-up bar and things like that. So, and then there's going to be a whole bunch of Muppet content that I'm going to be presenting, a Muppet stage show and things like that. And really, my generation was big into Sesame Street and the Muppets and things like that. So it's kind of like, it's really kind of, other than what Holland America's doing right now in the generation, Hollywood Studios, Disney's doing a good job with that party. But maybe next year. But you can tell I'm kind of excited about it, the possibility or the eventuality of it. But yeah, so ups and downs. We were able to have a big appointment for my daughter today at the TS clinic in Orlando. And we met a lot of really great doctors today. It was kind of her first clinical visit. And so we're in the midst of all that. Got to go for a 24-hour EEG, which is going to be something, and MRIs, several MRIs. But overall, she's doing great, and my wife's doing great. So she had surgery the other week. I had mentioned that, and that went well, and we got a good report from that. Very successful, and so we're just people want to know more about my daily life, and other than taking my daughter to and from school, going to the parks, kind of doing my domestic responsibilities around here. I'm the cook of the house. So I think if for many of us, we probably have a fascination with cooking, if anything else, and I definitely cook myself. So so that's what I do. On the off night, we do kind of keep some convenience foods in case I'm really not feeling well, like we were last night. My wife just baked some pizzas because I was kind of in the bed at that point. But the night before, and I made chili because it gets a little cool. You're a Southerner. What do? You make chili. So that's what I did. And although I did it kind of in a Cincinnati style, because my daughter is very specific about what I can get her to eat, and I'm sure many of your kids are like that too. So she said, "Dad, I want butter noodles." So we did that chili kind of a Cincinnati style, if you know what I mean, as far as putting that over some noodles. So, but that worked out for everybody because my niece is vegetarian, so she wouldn't eat the chili. So she had noodles as well. So, so I'm not only am I cooking, but I'm cooking vegetarian. I'm cooking. I'm generally making some kind of cultural. I've made birria tacos. I've made, of course, chili. I do pasta quite a bit because it's really inexpensive and it's easy to cook. I like to throw a lot of veggies in my pasta. So like I'm really a big fan of peas and broccoli. And then sometimes I'll just throw peppers and onions. I really like buying the bags of the seasoning blends or mirepoix blends that you can find, carrots, onions, and celery. And then also the peppers, red and green bell pepper onion blends are really good to cook with. I do a lot of shortcut cooking, but I do like to cook. I like to roast things in the oven, like cabbage. Sometimes I'll do cabbage steaks. That's really good, especially for my niece who's vegetarian. I'll, season up, just some flat, kind of diameter, complete diameter discs of cabbage. I'll take a whole head and just, slice it, and then I'll, drizzle some olive oil on top, and then put salt and pepper, maybe a little garlic powder on there too. And I like to bake fish. We had actually salmon the other night. Didn't turn out that great, but I took the leftovers the next day and I actually made like a salmon salad to go on sandwiches. And my wife liked that pretty good, but we did find several bones in the salmon once I did that. So, but not big ones, just small ones. But last Thanksgiving, I did an entire, Thanksgiving, I did the entire meal. So I did the turkey, I did casseroles, I did it all. Mashed potatoes, macaroni, stuffing. I did several other just kind of different vegetable casseroles. And so that was really enjoyable. So I like to cook. Another thing that's kind of been slowing us down on the cooking lately is our dishwasher broke. And we ordered another dishwasher. A family member actually helped us with it, and it's going to be installed on Saturday, and I'm looking forward to that. It'll be the second Bosch we've owned, and Bosches really do the dishes. They do, and they're although other than this dishwasher that we had that broke was from IKEA, and we paid like $250 for it on clearance, but we got 2 years out of it. But looking up, it would the door sensor went out on it, so it would never register that it shut to start the cycle. So in looking at the parts and the cost of labor, it would have been more to fix it than we paid for it. So getting this dishwasher will be great. So that's something else we're going to be dealing with. And as you know, many of you know, I might have mentioned this, I am leaving we're going on a cruise on the Carnival Vista November 18th for 8 days. And I'm going to be doing quite a bit of vlogging during that cruise. We're going to San Juan, we're going to St. Thomas, St. Martin, and the Dominican Republic, Amber Cove. And the plan is we're also going to see, hopefully, the marbles. They have an IMAX theater on board to see the marbles and check out the stage shows. And we're going to do a lot of walking in San Juan. I know we want to go to the fort while we're there, walk up, and I'll get some great video of that. So check out the Park Bopper channel for that video. And again, I'm going to be doing a video this evening from Hollywood Studios, so check that out as well. So yeah, there's a lot of things coming up, health-wise, travel-wise. For the holidays, we're doing this trip, of course, over Thanksgiving, so that'll be our Thanksgiving get-together with my sister-in-law and her husband, and my niece, daughter, and my wife and myself are going. So we're really looking forward to that. And again, look out for some content regarding that. And I'll keep everybody up to date about my health issues and my day-to-day. Let's see. That's about it in terms of updates for me and before I forget, on March the 2nd, I'm going to be doing the Running for Research 5K in Gainesville. Dr. Miller and her department put that together to help raise money for Prader-Willi syndrome research. And I'm going to be doing that 5K event March 2nd at 10 a.m. in Gainesville. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm going to start working on the fitness requirements of that and getting my endurance up to be able to do the 3.2 miles, which I do walk quite a bit being in the parks. I think on average I do, between 8 to 12,000 steps when we go to a park. So quite a bit of walking. So I at least know I can do that. But the question is, can I run at any reasonable rate? For this 5K. And again, I know it is an untimed 5K, so everybody's kind of doing their own pace, but I'd like to finish it in 40 minutes or so if I can. 40 minutes to 60 minutes would be great. So that's what I'm shooting for, and I'll be kind of, maybe doing some videos about my progress in that as well. So we'll see. But yeah, I hope everyone's doing well. I love you. Thank you for watching this video, and I'll talk to you guys again.